Hi everybody, it's Sky here. So I spent $24 in Canadian on the Born Pretty store, and that worked out to be about $18.32 in the US. I did make two separate orders. I just originally ordered one thing, and then I decided that there was another thing that I wanted, so I figured I might as well just grab a few different products and just kind of test the store out. Keep in mind, if you're in a different part of the world, that all of the currency on there is listed in the US dollar, so keep the price change in mind. For me being in Canada, of course, it would be a little bit more expensive because our dollar is not worth as much as the US dollar. So the first thing I bought was a rose gold stamper with a scraper, and I paid $3.99 in the US for this, which equaled about $5.23 in Canadian. So this was a stamper with a scraper, and I ordered this on August 8th, and it shipped on the 10th. I got it by September 28th, so it took about 49 days from the shipping date to get to me. And I bought this after thinking that my dual stamper from the Born Pretty store that I bought on Wish didn't work. I bought this as a replacement, but it turned out that all that I needed to do was prime that one, so now I just have an extra stamper anyways, and I have quite the little stamper collection going, which has kind of just becoming a collecting thing. But it's always nice to have different kinds, and especially if you're creating decals or something on the stamper, it's nice to have a few of them. So there was a little bit of wear on the cap, but nothing major. So it is a silicone jelly head with an aluminum alloy base, and I didn't really show it in the video, but it has a little ledge to hold the stamper head in place so it's not going to sink in or anything, and it is a really comfortable stamper to hold. It feels very nice. And the scraper is 7.5 by 5 centimeters. It's a fairly good size, it's super thin, and they are one of my favorite scrapers. So their dimensions on the website said about 3.9 centimeters in diameter, and depending on if you're measuring with the cap on or off, it is pretty close to 3.9 or even 4 centimeters, so that was perfect. So we're going to get into testing this out right away here. And I'm going to use the Born Pretty plate that I got on the Wish app. I did a haul, so if you guys are interested in the Wish haul video, if you hadn't seen it before, it'll be in the description or at the end of the video. So this is BPL006, and this is one of my favorite stamping plates, mainly because of the animal print designs on there. And I'm going to be using my favorite black polish, which is Sally Hansen Hard as Nails Black Heart, and this just works awesome for stamping and just as a normal black polish in general. And I actually get this at my dollar store for $2, so definitely can't go wrong there. I did not prime the stamper at all. I just used my lint roller to just kind of clean it up and make sure there was nothing stuck to it, and then I just dove in. Using the rolling method, this picked up absolutely perfectly. There was zero flaws in this pickup whatsoever, so I am already extremely impressed with this stamper, and I've actually had it for a while now because I've been waiting for the rest of the haul to come in and just time to edit the video. So I've used it a little bit, and I have to say I am really happy with it. I also wanted to try out one of the more smaller detailed designs just to see if it would be able to pick up those as well, and it picked up pretty much every single tiny dot in that design, which was really impressive. So I also wanted to test this plate out. This was another plate that I got from the Wish app. There was no brand or anything that I can remember from it, and it's not very well etched at all. The only stamper I can seem to get to work with this plate is my really firm stamper. Those are one of like the little pink ones with the red stamping head that just don't really have much give to them whatsoever. I do believe that they were one of the first stampers that came out, and that is the only stamper I can get to work with that plate. Here I tried just the push down method to see if that would work with this stamper, and as you can see it doesn't really work, so it's definitely one of those stampers that you have to use the rolling method. But I'm surprised it didn't do too bad, and that's the sign of a really good stamper. So here is the main haul. I was very happy that they sent everything all in one package. So I ordered this on the 11th, it shipped on the 14th, and I received it on the 30th, so it took about 77 days from the shipping date, and usually they ship in 1 to 2 days, but I believe I ordered this on Friday, so of course there was the weekend there and whatnot. So again, it comes with a little pamphlet that just gives some information about some of the products that they sell, and I do believe that not only do they sell nail stuff, but I'm pretty sure they sell other beauty products as well. So the first thing I'm going to open up here is this XL Squishy Marshmallow Stamper with Scraper. It measures about 4 centimeters, and the options were red or clear head options. I paid $2.59 US for this, which is about $3.39 in Canadian. So I went with the clear one, which is actually kind of like a white head. It has written on there specifically that it is not a sticky stamper, and you can also buy refill heads in black. And the scraper was also the same as the other one. It's 7.5 by 5 centimeters. So the next thing I got was these 2 8ml Cuticle Oil brush pens, one in jasmine and one in strawberry. I paid $1.99 US for those, which equaled about $2.61 in Canadian. There is a little bit of information here that I have written down on those, but I do test them out later on, so we'll get into that when the time comes. A good portion of the products that I purchased were wrapped very nicely in this really decent layer of foam packaging. And since these products come from overseas, it's really nice that they have them so well packaged. So first we're going to look at these 3-piece brush liners. And they say they're UV liners, and I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm just into like the normal nail lingo. So I paid $2.99 US for this, which is about $3.92 in Canadian. And one thing I find is you can just never have enough liner brushes, so I was pretty excited about these. Next, we have a Quartz cuticle remover. They had 6 different styles available for these Quartz cuticle removers, and I just went with the cheapest one, and I paid 99 cents US for that, which was about $1.30 Canadian. And it's about 17 centimeters long, and the tip is 1.5 centimeters long. I didn't record trying this because I actually did my cuticles not too long ago, but I did test it on my toes and it works really well, but I was not about to show that on camera. So next up we have a cotton claw, and this was the main reason that I decided to do this haul. I could not find a decently priced one anywhere. I paid $2.99 US for this, which worked out to be about $3.92 Canadian. I looked on eBay and Amazon, and the cheapest ones I could find were like $7 or $8, which I thought was pretty crazy. So I was really happy to be able to get it for less than that. So next up we have a 10-piece retro finger ring set, and I got them in silver, but there was also an option to have them in gold. I paid $1.79 US for these, which worked to be about $2.35 in Canadian, and I just kind of grabbed these as a filler. I use prepaid cards, so when I'm purchasing stuff, I try and use every penny possible on the card, so if I have something left over, I'll just grab something small and random. And These are super cute. They don't go past my second knuckle, and I have fairly small hands, so they're pretty small rings. I do try them on and show them off later on in the video. One thing that I like about them is that they're fully enclosed, so like a lot of those cheaper pieces of jewelry, like those cheap rings that you used to get as a kid, you kind of like pull them apart and make them bigger. But these ones, they're like melded at the back, so you can't really make them bigger, which is nice, but it can also be a drawback too because they're stuck that size. So they are super pretty, and I'm probably just going to end up giving them to my niece, maybe for Christmas or something, because I don't really see myself using them, but she's got tiny little fingers, so I bet they'd work perfectly for her. So this is the last one, and it looked really similar to one of the other ones I'd picked up, so I had to kind of see if they would send me a duplicate, but they actually turned out to be quite different, just a similar gem shape. So next up we have a stamping plate, and I spent a couple hours, an hour or two, looking through all the stamping plates that the Born Pretty store had available, and I was quite surprised to find that there weren't too many that kind of jumped out at me. This was probably one of the very few that I actually really liked. So this is BPL-079, and it was Compass Voyage stamping plate on the website. So I paid $2.99 US for this, which turned out to be about $3.92 Canadian. And it's just a really beautiful plate. I was kind of looking for something space themed, but they didn't really seem to have too much, which I was kind of disappointed about. But I'm pretty happy with the patterns on this plate too. So these are the things we'll be testing out in this first section of the video. So as always, all the plates come with a protective clear wrap on them. Just close the door here. So one thing I love about the Born Pretty plates is, or at least the majority of the Born Pretty plates that I've seen, is that they have that little backing that kind of sticks out a little bit farther than the plate. I just really like the aesthetics of that, and I love how they come with their own little sleeve to keep them in. It's just really nice. So right now I'm using Sally Hansen Hard as Nails Hard to Get, which is one of my favorite whites, but it does not really work as a stamping polish, and I try using it a few times in this video clip just because I really didn't want to think that it wouldn't work because it's such a thick polish. I thought it would be perfect for stamping, but it is nice because it's fairly thick, so it's also really opaque in the first coat when just normally doing your nails. So I'm not going to knock it too much. I'm not sure if I just got a bad bottle or if all the Hard as Nails whites polishes are like this, but yeah, it's just way too thick. At first I thought it was the stamper, but I actually tried it with a different stamper too, and it didn't work. But the cotton cloth works really well. Surprisingly, I feel like there's a little bit of a learning curve with it though. Either that or the cotton balls that I have are just really crappy, which I'm not sure if that's even possible. So here I'm switching to my dual stamper from Born Pretty, and I'm just going to use this and try to see if it would work with the white nail polish, which, spoiler alert, it does not. So it was definitely the polish. So I think at this point I finally realized that it was the polish that wasn't working, and so I switched to another white polish by a brand called Quartz that I got off of Amazon a few years back, and It works fairly good for stamping, but I'll probably never buy this polish again just because it takes forever to dry if you're using it as a normal polish. And because I wasn't very smart and didn't read the description and ended up buying liner bottles instead of normal polish bottles. But right away the stamper picked this polish up, and the line work was pretty good. That was one of the better stamped parts of this plate. I don't feel like this whole plate is stamped as good as it should be. Or maybe just the lines are meant to be super thin on this stamping plate. I'm not really sure. So of course I had to go back in with that other white again just to see if it would magically work. So next I'm switching to another Quartz polish, and this one was black. I just kind of gave them all random numbers because they didn't come with names, which was another thing I didn't really like about them. So that didn't really pick up very well. So I decided to try a different image on the plate, and it picked up a little bit better. Still not as good as I would like it. I feel like the lines are a little bit wavy and just very thin and not very well engraved. That could be the look that they were kind of aiming for this stamping plate, but I feel like I might have gotten a dud that wasn't engraved as well as it should have been. So I'm trying another polish called Twinkle Twinkle, and it's by Claire's, which is actually a store located in Canada and I believe the US. And this is actually super old polish, like years and years old, and it's a super sparkly blue. And I actually wasn't even sure if this polish would work, but it picked up really good. And I think that was the best image on the plate, was that little ship wheel, and I'm fairly happy with that because that was one of my favorites too. So even if just that one on this plate works, then I'll be happy. So I decided just to stamp out some more of the images just to kind of show the rest of the stamping plate, and I'm switching to my Hard as Nails Black Heart, which again is my favorite black polish for stamping and everything else. Oh, I apologize if you heard that. So again, it picks up fairly well. Some of the lines just kind of break off in places. It just kind of looks messy, and I really don't like the looks of it. I could probably do a better job freehand. This one was another one that picked up fairly well, and the lines were actually pretty straight, and for the most part they picked up okay. And I figured I would try one with the rose gold stamper because that seems to pick up the best out of all of my stampers. And this one actually picked up really well. The lines look a little bit more crisp, so I'll definitely have to use that stamper with this plate. And just for reference, I decided to use my BPL 006 plate again on the really fine detailed image, just to kind of compare the lines. and the line thickness. Which, thinking about it now, probably wasn't the best image to use because it's more dots than lines, but it does show it off a little bit. Even those little dots are thicker than a lot of the line work in the Voyage plate. I apologize if you hear that too. My phone volume is dying, or battery is dying. So next we're going to move on to the UV liner set, and the information I have on this is the total length of the brushes for the most part is about 15.9 centimeters. I actually noticed that they're closer to 16 centimeters and even 17 centimeters. They have red wooden handles. The long one measures at 11 millimeters, the medium one measures at 9 millimeters, and the short one measures at 7 millimeters in bristle length. And they all worked really well. I'm pretty happy with them. They have some good control and some good variation in line width. And now we're looking at the rings, which again, they would not go past my second knuckle, and they all just kind of wanted to bunch up, and they'd definitely be okay if you're just like wanting to take pictures of your nail art and just want to use them for kind of decoration, but I definitely wouldn't be wearing them for everyday use. That little ring one there would barely even go past my nail on the finger that I put it on, which I tried to match up with the picture that they had on the website. But they are really pretty, and I definitely feel like they would be a lot better suited for kids and not adults. And here I'm just showing that they don't have a back that opens, they are completely melded shut. So next we have the cuticle oil. I'm kind of showing off what they say. I'm not going to read them. But I did want to say that they don't actually have these on the website anymore, and I'm not really sure why. I was able to get these individually. They do have the same ones available in a 10-pack for $9.99 US, which is a pretty good deal because I paid pretty much $2 for each of these, and there's 10 different available scents. So getting all of those separately would be about $20, so you're basically getting them half off. If you're interested, the scents they are available in is jasmine, lavender, rose, aloe, strawberry, peach, apple, orange, pomegranate, and kiwi. And can I just stop to point out that they spelled stronger wrong? I am like major OCD when it comes to spelling. Sorry, I just had to point that out. They do have another type of cuticle pen available. It has a metal barrel, but it's only 2 millimeters, and it's closer to $3. So you're paying an extra dollar for less product, which I thought was ridiculous. I'm not really sure what's up with that. Those ones come in lavender, peach, pineapple, coconut, and almond. So this is the jasmine cuticle pen, and I'm not really sure what jasmine's supposed to smell like, but I got this one basically because it had blue liquid in it, and my favorite color is blue. I do absolutely love the gold writing on them. They just look very pretty and just nice to have around. I did watch a few videos on these while I was waiting for mine to arrive, and a lot of them said to rotate slowly and be patient because if you go too fast, a whole bunch comes out. Thankfully, I was able to avoid that, and I just slowly clicked it until it actually came out. It did take a while, but it was worth it. And this stuff feels really nice, and it smells even better, especially the strawberry stuff. It smells exactly like strawberries. I actually just put some on my fingernails. I'm completely addicted, and my nails are already looking better. So I definitely recommend this stuff, even if you do have to buy the 10 set, which I think is really worth your money, and you get a lot for the price of them. So I had to test out the strawberry one too, just to see if it actually smelled like strawberry. So that's it for this haul. I have an eBay haul coming soon, which I will hopefully be able to show off a few more Born Pretty products in. So keep an eye out for that if you guys are interested. And spoiler alert, it includes Hollow, which you might have just seen in my credits here. Anyways, guys, I will hopefully see you in the next video. Bye!